Let's talk Seint's number 8 collection. This is my personal favorite collection. It seems to be the most versatile and also budget friendly when starting with Seint. You get a double palette, a brush, and 8 tins of makeup. These tins right here are my 3 highlight shades, my contour, and on the lower level, I have 2 lip and cheek colors, an illuminator, and a bronzer. So why is this the most versatile? Because with this one, you get 3 highlights, which with Seint is our foundation shades. With 3 shades, it really gives you the opportunity to have some versatility between seasons, summer to spring, spring to fall, etc., etc. So I am going to start. I always like to start with this kind of fluffier side of my brush. Contouring is my first step always. If you're really not comfortable with contouring, you can lay your bronzer down in place of contour. It totally is optional and your own personal preference. You can start and kind of tiptoe into contour as you want. It's really up to you. I'm gonna go into this color Astoria. I'm wearing the level 4 number 8 collection. I'm going to grab, it's really important when you are getting your makeup and using your brushes for the first time that we are tapping. You can see I am just gently tapping into it. I'm picking up makeup and it kind of is roughing up my tins a little bit. At first, when they're new tins, they are gonna be a little, they're not gonna be as creamy. Okay, when I contour, I like to lay my contour down on my forehead. And as I go, you can see I'm just doing these really soft tapping motions. For me, I find that adding these tapping motions and kind of blending as I go works easiest and blends seamlessly. With contour, I am also going right above my cheekbone here. You can see I've gotten kind of low, but don't worry. Cream is all the same consistency, so it's so easy to blend and fix if you've made any mistakes. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side over here. Once again, if you get too much in a certain area, don't worry, we're gonna fix it in the next few steps. So laying this contour down, our contour colors are usually more cooler in tone. Contour is really meant to kind of chisel and give us the shape that we are desiring. Okay, now we're gonna take what's left on my brush and I'm going to dust it. Don't forget to get back here. Dust it along my jawline. You can see I did not go in to my palette to grab more, so it's not like I have a ton of makeup along my jaw. Make sure now to just kind of blend that gently. Once again, I don't have a ton of makeup on. It's not going to leave a makeup mess on my top. Okay, next step. Now I like to go into my highlight shade, which is my foundation. I just use a dark color, but there's nothing left on there, so it's okay to transition into my next. My main foundation shade is Sandy in this instance, so I'm going to do what I did earlier. Actually, this is Sandy, and I am going to tap gently and pick up the product. This is what I call the magic eraser step. So if you've gotten too low, let's clean it up. Easy as a swoop and sweeping motion to kind of get you back to where you wanted. You see how we've cleaned that up? Do that on the opposite side. Remember, with Seint, if you want more full coverage, we are going to stipple, which is moving our brush up and down. Anytime we're doing a rocking motion or a sweeping motion, it's gonna give us lighter coverage. You're in control here. Also remember, if you need a full coverage brush, reach out to me if I'm your artist and we can go over brushes and what brushes are gonna be best for you. Okay, now that I've laid that down, I am going to kind of tap everything in. Remember I said in the beginning, it's easier to blend for me when I kind of do it as I go. Now I'm gonna take, since I'm still on Sandy, I'm gonna take and add just a little bit to the apples of my cheek, right in this area. Remember, anytime we add too light of a shade to areas that may have some texture, which most of us have larger pores in our cheek areas. You may even notice you have some dark spots, maybe some melasma. We wanna go in with our main shade and place that there. Anytime you're going in with too light of a shade, it will add texture. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit and tapping it. Don't forget to get on your nose here and tapping as we go. Look how beautiful. Now I'm gonna flip to the other side of my brush and I'm gonna go into my brightening shade. In this instance, I'm using Candlelit. I am going to go a little on the outside of my eye here, little on the outside. Going to tap a touch on the inside, and then we are also going to go in the center. Now I'm gonna flip back over to my brush and pick up a little bit of Sandy, and I am going to blend all of these colors in. And just very, very gentle tapping motions. Like I said, cream is all the same consistency. All of this is the same consistency. So it really makes it so easy to blend and work with. Look at how beautiful. Now I'm gonna flip in to the bottom part of my palette. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Bella bronzer. Now, why would I put on bronzer after I contour? Well, because bronzer is meant to kind of warm you back up. So in the very beginning, I also said, if you don't really want to use contour, you can absolutely use bronzer. Think of bronzer as going anywhere where the sun would kiss you. I'm gonna add a little bit on my forehead because that is where I would typically get a little bit of sun. And tapping as we go, still using the fluffier side of the brush. And I'm gonna go right above my contour here and just make sure everything is blended in nicely. You can even dust it along the middle part of your face. Bronzer can go anywhere you want. Now I'm gonna go into this color Sandstone. You get Sandstone and Boardwalk. I'm gonna go into Sandstone and tap a little bit of that right on top of my contour. Where you place your blush is also optional. For me, I like to think of my contour line as my chair for my blush. So I'm gonna pop it right on in there, blending as we go. The lip and cheek is just that. So if you wanted to put it on as your lip gloss, you can absolutely do that. Boardwalk is more of a glossy finish, so it will look a little nicer on the lips than Sandstone. Sandstone is a matte shade, so you may want to finish with some kind of gloss. Then we're gonna go in and add a little bit of our illuminator right on top. Remember, illuminator is meant to kind of grab the light, add a little bit of pop. These cream illuminators are not glittery or shimmery, but you can see when I turn that it grabs the light and just adds this beautiful dimension to your face. You can add to the tip of your nose, Cupid's bow, and you can even pop a little in the arch of your brow. How beautiful. If you're a customer of mine and you're getting started with Seint and you're still having troubles, don't hesitate to reach out. If you're interested in getting started with Seint, I will link my color match form. You can also message me. I'll link everything in here for you to access our free custom color match.